Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you a new weekly reading vlog and it will be the last one of 2024. So today is Friday the 27th. It is quite late in the evening. It's past 10 and a half, I think. I just finished The Dead Cattails Assassin by P.J. Clark. Gave it a 5 stars. I loved it. I really, really did. And now I'm about to start The Girl Who Saved Christmas, which is book number 2 of A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. This one should read quite quickly. The Dead Cattails Assassin also read quickly, but this is another one of those because it is middle grade and it's not too long. I am hoping to read half of it by the end of today. Tomorrow, I am leaving for my aunt's house that is 3 hours away from here on the other side. So like my parents is like 3 hours from one way and they live 3 hours on like the other way. And yeah, it's my father's family and we're having our usual holiday meetup. So yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow and coming back. I'm just staying for the night and then coming back home. So it shouldn't take too much of my time. I won't be filming, but I am going to be bringing my reader as well as a book, which is probably going to be Ship of Magic because I do want to finish this ASAP. I have, as of right now, 8 books left to read on my TBR that I really want to finish. So in order to finish the Buzzwordathon as well as the Aurelium, the year-long one, the Aurelium Challenge, Choose Your Own Adventure readathon. So I'm prioritizing those books. Other than those books, I still have like 2 more books. 3? Wait. Yeah, 3 more books that I started but haven't finished it yet. 4 more books that I started but won't have time to finish by the end of the year, which is fine. I'll make it a priority in January. But yeah, I am hoping to finish the Buzzwordathon as well as the Choose Your Own Readathon by the end of the year. That was the goal, but yeah, life happened. So far, I think 37 books in out of 52, which is the worst reading year so far since I've come back to reading. The first year was 2020, in which I read, I think, 29 books, and I had a goal to read 15. So like, I don't really count that year because I was just getting back into it and I was not used to reading more than a book per month. And then I got into that pacing of like 40 to 45 books per year and always hoping that I'd hit that 52 books goal. I was so hopeful that this year was going to be the year where I met that goal. It's not. I'm behind a lot. But so far in December, I did finish my 5th book with Dead Cattails Assassins. So, and I'm definitely going to be able to finish The Girl Who Saved Christmas. So that's going to be a 6th one. I'm going to get to that 40 book count, but not 52. That's very unrealistic because we have less than 8 days left in this month. And yeah, I don't read that fast. And I still have a lot of other things that I need to get done. I have a lot of editing for the channel, but for my students as well. So there's also that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed with my reader, and I'll update you tomorrow morning before I leave. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some videos done and dealt with tomorrow morning. I don't have a lot of packing to do, so I'm not too worried about that. We're leaving at around 10:30ish. But still, I do have a couple of things I need to pack. And then I don't have any more plans for the rest of the week. So, except for reading, I probably won't be doing much. And editing, obviously, because yeah, that needs to be done. And I need to get on top of things and start in January fresh. But that's pretty much the plan for the week. So, on that note, I'll leave you at that and update you probably tomorrow before I leave. Otherwise, when I come back. See ya. Hi everyone, it is now December 31st. I actually didn't read today. I was not productive. Yesterday, I didn't do much except finish the Girl Who Saved Christmas. I did finish that book. I gave it a 4-star because I felt like the end was very, very abrupt, and I wanted it to be a little bit more than that. And especially considering the first book had a lot more of a conclusion than this one. I know there's a third book, so I'm not too worried, but still, it feels a little bit like the ending feels like book 2 syndrome type of thing. But anyways, I still really enjoyed it, just not quite as much as book number 1. But yes, I really loved it. So 4 stars. That one I read by myself, not with my son, but it's fine. Finished it yesterday, and I still need to color in some things and do my bullet journal coloring in, and I have not updated anything, like any reading at all. I did manage to finish 6 books, which is a lot, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, I still need to get on top of that. I just finished filming my sitting down part, which is why I'm here. I decided to not do a November wrap up. I was supposed to do a November and December wrap up and then do my December TBR, and I did not upload anything so far. So I decided to just do like a November wrap up, since I didn't read anything for November, a December wrap up, a December TBR, and December wrap up all in one video. And then I'll need to do a 2024 end of the year wrap up video, as well as a 2025 goals video, plus my January TBR. But yeah, it's fine. I won't be doing the 2025 or my January TBR just yet, because I still need to get on top of like filming my bullet journal, which I still need to do for December, as well as like all of the end of the year stuff that I need to film before filming the sitting down part of that. But yeah, I'm glad some things have been done. I had a hard time these last 2 days getting productive. I think I just needed the rest. But right now, it's already at the end of Tuesday. We're starting the new year tomorrow, which I'm excited. And we're having a nice supper with the family to end the year on a positive note. And tomorrow I'm gonna start the new year with being productive and getting on top of things before I go back to work, because it's gonna go quite quickly and I want to be on top of things when I go back. I still have a lot of planning to do for my students when we come back, and I want to be on top of things here at home because the days go so fast and I need to stop being behind everything. So yeah, I'm gonna try to find a routine that works, not for the holiday times because I don't have much time left of the holidays, but trying to find something that will work during the week while I'm working at school and all that stuff. So I did set my TBR in my little notebook, so I pretty much know where I'm going with that. There's a lot of books I'm rolling over from 2024, and I am going to try to make it a goal to prioritize those books. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it today. I did rewatch some Burn Notice episodes, and that got me a little bit lazy, I guess. It was a comfort watch while I was doing other stuff, but there's that. I guess I needed that. I still need to go get something at the grocery store, so I'm gonna leave you at that for now. Go to the grocery store, eat supper, and then I'll get back to you with some updates. Hopefully I'll be able to edit and do some stuff and plan ahead the rest of my week. But yeah, that's the plan for now. I'll see you later. Hi everyone, it is now January 2nd, end of the day-ish. The sun is not in bed yet, so not too late, but we have eaten supper, so there's that. I'm rambling. I just finished filming my bullet journal for the end of the year wrap up, my December wrap up, and I still need to will receive the other bullet journals for 2025. So that part I haven't done yet. But I did film the sit down parts for the 2024 end of the year wrap up, which I'll be able to edit and upload soon. And then I did the sit down part for the 2025 goals. And I did the sit down part for the January TBR, which I'm excited about. I probably can edit the sit down part so far, how it's been, and just add on like the bullet journal part afterwards when I do receive my bullet journals. But that's pretty much it for now. It should be easier to edit and upload when I do receive them. But yeah, I won't be able to upload those two last ones before mid-January, I think. But we'll see. It's fine. I did manage to do a lot yesterday. I edited until it was, 11:30-ish. And then I picked up my book, this one, and I read. I read 40 pages. 50 pages? 40 pages. I'm on page 300 and I was on 260. So 40 pages of this. And it's getting exciting. I was hoping to get to the autumn part because there is like... So this part where it says autumn, it's on page, well, the next chapter starts on page 363. So I wanted to get to that part, but yeah, 100 pages was a little bit too much for me yesterday evening. And I ended up falling asleep at around 1-ish in the morning, which was not great. So I ended up getting up at like 9:30-ish. Which is reasonable because I did fall asleep quite late. But yeah, that meant I didn't have much time to do everything I wanted to get done. So there's also that, but it's okay. I managed to finish everything for my students, which I'm happy with. And I'm going to go ahead and send them tonight. I was waiting for the authorization of one parent, but I am sending them right after this clip, and then I'm gonna try to edit some things. I did edit the November wrap-up, December wrap-up, December TBR, and December wrap-up part. I was only missing the bullet journal for that, which I've done today. So I'm gonna add that. So I'm gonna add that to the video that's already edited. So I'm gonna be able to put a video up for tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. So yay! And then we'll see from there what I get to update, edit, and upload and all that stuff. I'm not doing book talk just yet because posting every day is a lot, but I'm gonna try to make sure that editing wise I'm good, that like my routine is good before I get to that. So it might take another week or two before I get back to book talk. I want to be ahead of the rest before I get to that. So we'll see how far I go. But yeah, I'm tired. I also went and took a walk with the dog. I did want to film it, but it was hard. Our dog was not socialized when he was young, and we adopted him at like 11 months-ish. No, 8 months. 9 months. I don't remember. 9, 10 months. But he was not socialized. He was not trained. And he's got anxiety now. And he's very reactive to other dogs and other people. He's very protective of us, but we do need to get out. So there's quite a bit of snow. It's been snowing all day today. So I thought it was just going to be a fun time to get out and breathe the fresh air, because I do love the fresh winter air. I love it so much. It's very underappreciated in my opinion, but yeah. And I went with the dog. So my son went to a friend's house, and he lives quite near from us. So we go by foot. It's about 7 minutes by foot, but 7 minutes. And I brought the dog for a walk, and it was intense. He pulls so much, and we have a harness, and he pulls and he pulls. It's ridiculous. My hands hurt so bad, and my arm here is terrible. It was chaos. He was very overstimulated. He loves the snow so much. He wants to just jump into it, and he goes a little bit cray-cray with the snow. So it was a lot to handle. And then when we got to his friend's house, he went inside. We stayed on the road, and he was crying the whole way back. And he did not want to abandon our son, which is cute, but yeah. And then when I asked him if he wanted to go and get Derek, he immediately got up and went to the door and was ready to go get him. It's cute. And when he saw him, he was so happy. It was really, really cute, but it was...
He made me fall down.
He made my son fall down because he was circling him. But yeah, it was a lot. I'm happy we did it, because we do have to do it more often so that his anxiety gets less and less the more we do it. That's an important part, but it's such a lot, and it wasn't a long walk. It's very close. We've done worse walks bigger than this, but gosh, it was a lot, and I was so tired just for that. But yeah, it was an adventure, and I could not handle the dog that's pulling that hard, and the kiddo, and everything, and it was cold, and yeah, there's no way I could have filmed that. But so that was pretty much all I did today, which I'm happy with. And I've realized that I haven't used much of my tea sets, and I'm a bit lazy for a new coffee. So I might just pour myself a cup of tea and get to my computer and edit some more. And yeah, I think that's going to be the plan for the evening, and get back to Ship of Magic. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Hey everyone, it is now Friday afternoon, the 3rd of January, and I have some updates for you. So, yesterday I ended up uploading and scheduling my first video since 2 months. It went up today and hasn't been seen much, which I was predicting. Uh, because I haven't uploaded in the last 2 months. So that was bound to happen. It's fine. We'll see how the next one goes. I did edit a couple of things as well. I finished everything school related. I do need to go back to that before supper time, which is going to be soon-ish. I don't know what time it is, but we are approaching that time. Anyways, I wanted to read yesterday evening and I ended up reading only 10 pages because I got distracted by my phone and I really, really need to stop that. So there's that. And then today I did manage to finish the part until part autumn. So I think I understand a little bit better why it's kind of divided by season because of something that happened in the last couple of pages. And I realized I haven't talked about any Robin Hobb books for a while, like spoilery thoughts and what I'm thinking about this. And I knew this was going to be a good point to stop and talk about. So if you're not interested in those thoughts and don't want to be spoiled, you can move this video a little bit forward. I will have a spoiler on the screen. So here we go. I hate Kyle so bad. I've said this before. It's not the first time, but more. I kind of knew where we were going with this character. I felt it from the beginning that he was going to be so horrible. And he kind of reminds me of Regal in the Farseer trilogy, but at the same time, not really. A bit, but yeah, in some ways. But he's so unlikable and hateable. I hate him just as much. He is so narcissistic and manipulative and misogyn. Is that how you say it? Misogynistic? Misogyn. He's horrible. And like, he's not even from that family. And who are you to think that you know better than anyone? Who do you think you are to say that you know how to get this estate up and going and wealthy again? Like, who are you? I don't understand. You have no idea how lifeship works. You don't know the full of it and like what's entailed with it. You don't understand it and you do not want to understand it. And that's like the worst part. Not knowing and wanting to learn is one thing, but being like so greedy that you want to start doing slave trade, that is like the worst. He gets me so frustrated by reading whatever he's doing, and like, he's the worst. Always the others to blame. It's never his fault. It's Kefria's fault or his children's fault. It's never his own fault. And when he does take a decision that's ridiculous and is exactly what he reproaches Kefria of doing, like he just did the same thing with his own kid, Malta, and like, that's okay because he said it would be okay, and like, he's the man and he gets to decide and he knows better. And like, can you just step off that pedestal because you definitely do not belong there. Like, who are you to just come in here and think you own everything? I understand that it's very like close to how it was in our own society back when like women didn't have any rights, but it's so frustrating and it angers me to like no end. I am so mad. Like, you married into this family. You have no merit at all. And you just come in, bulge in, and take control of everything. Like, sit down, move away. Stop it. That's so frustrating. I hate him. I hate him so bad. And I hated that Kefria didn't see that. She only sees the good part of her. Like, it's weird because I feel like only Althea sees things as they are. Like, she sees through that BS. And her mother does understand a lot of things, but she didn't see through that BS at all until it was too late. I'm happy she just realized that, like, she's scared of what's gonna happen. I think she is, because she haven't realized like either what everything entailed, and like the voting on the council, what that means. Like, has anyone taught them anything? I don't understand, because it's wild, because Kyle did reproach Kefria for like behaviors of her children, and he reproached her about it because it was her fault, because Malta doesn't know how to dance and stuff, and like how to see signs of courting and that stuff, and he puts that on her because she's the one who should have taught her, which I agree with at a certain point. But like, Veronica isn't better because she hasn't taught her daughter any of those things either. And there's so much you can do as a mother for your children. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to think about these women. I'm so frustrated by them. I mean, I know their hands are tied in a certain way because, like, it is the society they live in. There's so little control they can actually have. They could have more than they think. They just fear so much, I guess. But yeah, it's frustrating to read these things. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know. I'm scared. I see that Althea is setting up a plan to regain control of the Vivacia, and it's gonna take time. That's for sure. She's not gonna get it at the end of this book number 1, for sure. And other things are probably gonna be happening in up until then, because first of all, it can't be straightforward. But yeah, I feel like it's a long-term thing that's gonna demand a lot of time and planning and all that. I'm hopeful though. I'm really hopeful. But yeah, I'm a bit scared. I understand that she's trying to have the council work for her, but I feel like she doesn't understand either that the council is not in her favor, and they do want to slowly get into like slave ships and slave trade and stuff, and like they want to legalize all that and become another Chelsea type of city so that they can actually take control of that city as well. So things are not looking very, very well for not only the Vestrit family, but the city as a whole. So we'll see. I'm glad that we also got to see Kenneth's plan into action. That I was happy to read. It's so weird though, because he did not plan any of these things, and like luck is really on his side. And like, there's no coincidence. It was told in the chapter, it was written like, it's not a coincidence. One would think it is, but it's not. He really has luck on his side. And it's so weird to see like everything coming together as if it was planned, but it wasn't. It's so weird. And at the same time, like, he's getting what he wants, and and he looks like he's genuine, but behind that, he's not. He doesn't care about people. He only cares about himself. It's fascinating to read. Like, I know he's a bad guy. He's probably going to be up against Althea eventually, but he's a fascinating bad guy to read, honestly. I don't know. It's weird how to describe it. I don't hate him like I hate like Kyle and stuff. But yeah, Robin Hobb's writing is so amazing. Her characters are so real and complex and deep. I love it so much. I can understand how people might find it a little bit slow, because it is slow-ish. Not that much is happening in terms of plot-ish. It's not fast-paced, but you really get into the depths of the characters through it all. And that's what I enjoy the most about Robin Hobb's books. It took me a while to set aside the Farseer trilogy's characters. And I was really, really sad to not follow Fitz anymore in this trilogy. But now I'm really into these characters. Robin Hobb has like magic pens. I am a bit confused for everything that's like serpent-wise. I'm not sure I understand what their purpose is. Like, who are they? They have a mind. Okay, they're not just animals, I'm guessing. But since we do have dragons, like, I'm not surprised about that. But I'm not sure what they're doing when they are. Are they in the past of this book? Is it in the future? I'm not sure I understand what they're doing, when or where they are. And it's confusing to me. It really, really is. I'm trusting Robin Hobb, though, because I know I'll get it eventually. I need to trust her and give it time. I know that because we don't read about them that much compared to the other characters, which is fine. But it is intriguing, and I'm not sure I fully understand it. But yeah. So I'm curious to see how the payment's gonna go. So that was the thing. Payments, they are short of payments, and that is an anxious trigger for me. Finances. In my personal life, I am always stressed about money. I don't like it. So when characters in books do struggle financially, I stress as well. So there's that. But I'm sorry, I ran out of storage on my phone. So now that's dealt with. Where was I? The payments. Yeah, they're short on payments. And the other option is to have Althea into the Rainwild rivers. And that's intriguing to me as well. I'm curious. I know we're going to know more about that region, that area, what happens, what's happening there in other books, because there are Rainwild Chronicles, which is the only trilogy-ish that is like 4 books instead of 3, if I'm not mistaken. That's the one. So I know we're going to know more about that. I know that part of the world is well fleshed out because there are 4 books within that part of the universe. But yeah, I don't know if there's going to be another negotiating thing about it. But Veronica did say, like, next payment is midwinter. So I'm feeling that this is going to be anxiety triggering for me because they're not going to be able to have the money, the gold, on time by midwinter. I'm pretty sure of it. So that's why I think you had like this autumn part and then you move on to winter part. The autumn part is not too long compared to the winter part. So this is the autumn part here. The rest of it is the winter. So I feel like there's a lot of things that's going to happen during that winter. And it's going to finish on a cliffhanger, obviously, with more questions than answers, because that's what Robin Hobb usually does. But yeah, next time I update, I'm going to try to make it to the winter part, like finish that full part. It is 120 pages. So it's not that long. It is doable. Maybe not in one sitting. Well, I could do it in one sitting if I only had that to do, but I do have other things I need to get done. So probably during the weekend, I'll get to that part and I'll be way past the halfway point, which I'm going to be happy with. I like seeing my bookmark that far into the book. But yeah, I think that's all I had to say for now. It's exciting, though, to see what's going to happen next, even if I am a little bit anxious. But yeah, I have to trust the author. So yeah, that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and pour myself another cup of coffee and get back to my computer, edit some more, as well as get a couple of things done. And I'm gonna try to continue on reading, but maybe not the Ship of Magic. I keep mixing up the Mad Ship and the Ship of Magic. I don't know why. But yeah, maybe not this one just yet. Even if I am tempted to continue reading that one, I do want to pick up my reader. So it was charging all night, so it should be good to go with this one. I don't know which book I'm going to pick up. Either make some progress in A Promised Land, because I need to finish that book. I hate it. And I don't hate it. I just want to be over with it. Maybe continue on like other books. I was in the middle of like An American Marriage, something like that. But I do want to make some progress in my reader with books that I'm reading on my e-reader, because those ones I tend to forget because I do prefer having a physical book in my hands, but I'm gonna try to make some progress in this. So we'll see what I'm in the mood for, and I guess I'll update you a little bit later during the evening to close up this vlog. Hey everyone, it is now Saturday morning. I didn't update yesterday evening. Unfortunately, I fell asleep on my book, but I did manage to make some progress. I uploaded yesterday the video that went up today, which was my end of the year wrap up, and then which was almost done with. I just had a couple of things I needed to finish up before uploading. But then I did edit a vlog that's going up tomorrow. Yeah. And I should be able to do some more this afternoon. I got up late, as I always do. These days, I am going to have to get back to a regular schedule because this is not working out. So I did not make any progress in Ship of Magic, but I did make some progress with my reader. So I read one chapter of Barack Obama, which was 49 pages. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say about this book. It's very political. It does give you a global perspective of everything that's going on, because sometimes we're just fixated on things that we want, and like for a country, for whatever we need, but we tend to forget like the overall aspects of like what it means, politics and the games and stuff, and why certain things happen and certain decisions are made. Knowing what's going on in the world right now and reading what Barack Obama saw in certain people that are still there. Yeah, it really gives you perspective. It also gives you perspective on like how people view the United States, and how people from the United States and other people view that country, which is very, very different, which is interesting to read about, I guess. Not that I'm learning anything new, but yeah, like for that aspect of the book, I think it is interesting, but it does get a bit tedious, and I do get a little bit lost with the names and sometimes where we're at. But yeah, I have a hard time also seeing how Barack could remember everything like that, because so many things happen at the same time. I don't know how he did it, but yeah. So as of right now, I'm 33% through that book. That's not accurate. Well, apparently I'm 33% through. And then I did make some progress in American Marriage, which is also on my reader, and I'm 23% through that one. I read almost a chapter, which was 91 pages, and I read 76-ish. So not too bad, but I did kind of fall asleep in the middle of the chapter. I was hoping to finish that chapter. It was a long one, but yeah, this one is pretty interesting. You are reading from the perspective of like both perspectives. So the wife and the husband. The husband has been, if you don't know this book, the husband has been I hate saying that, but he's been wrongly accused of something, and he's in jail, and he's trying to cope with everything. And this chapter, you're reading letters from the husband and the wife, and they're writing to each other and stuff. And it really goes through, like, even if you know that your husband is innocent because you were with your husband when said alleged thing happened, so like you know for sure that he's innocent. It's not like a I never saw that coming. It's, you know, he is innocent. So you go through a lot of emotions, and I think like a lot of people don't go through it the same way, but I think it's an interesting thing to read about. Makes you really reflect on life and on the system we have in our own society. And yeah, it's something, it's sad to read about, really. But yeah, the full book isn't all letters. I don't think so. But it is coming back and forth, replying to letters. And sometimes they come more often, sometimes a little less. But yeah, that's interesting to read. I love that format because it goes really quickly. And I don't know, I just love reading letters because people tend to like take the time to choose the words wisely. And it's usually easier, at least for me, it's always been a lot easier to be more vulnerable and choose the right words so that the message you're trying to put across doesn't come out the wrong way, if that makes any sense. So I feel like that's interesting, and it does read pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm enjoying my read. I'm curious to see like where it's gonna go after this chapter, if it's gonna continue on with some more letters or something else. I don't know. The wife is an artist, and I can connect her because I'm also an artist, and I also always have a million different projects going around. And I can understand her struggling with that because she's trying to stay afloat for the couple, and she's alone to do that. So she's trying to also have a career and stuff, and she's trying to make the most of what she can. And at the same time, like, her husband is on the sidelines and can't do anything and feels like he's missing out. So there's a lot of frustrations coming out of that, which is just a total normal thing. They're not necessarily pleasant conversations. And I think like both parties are valid, and everything that everyone's feeling is very, very valid. And it's not a team him or team her kind of thing. It's just a mess of things. So yeah, it's not necessarily comfortable to read, but at the same time, it does get you to reflect on life and the society we live in. But yeah, so that's why I am enjoying it, but it's not necessarily a comfortable read, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm happy I got to that. I didn't finish any book, unfortunately, for this vlog, but I'm very confident that next week I will be reading a bit more, even if I'm going back to school and stuff. I'm getting back on track-ish. I can see a light at the end of this tunnel, but yeah, for most of things. I do still have a lot of anxiety when it comes to financial things, but I don't think that's ever going to go away. Yeah. So I'm kind of like the wife in an American Marriage, and I'm just putting all my anxiety and stress into projects and it works because I'm a workaholic apparently. But yeah. So I'm going to close this vlog and start the next one. Thank you so much for coming. I always appreciate every one of you who watch my videos. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and I will see you soon in the next one.